I've been muted this entire time. That's awkward. Hi, everyone. It's okay. It let people that had ads come in. That's fine. Hi, I'm Crystal. For anyone new here, this channel is Chaos. I'm the Australian that was crazy enough to join at 1 a.m. With Brie and then went to sleep. And now I'm here to carry the train to keep everyone that's awake at 1 a.m. on the other side of the world reading. So let me know in the comments what team you're on and what you're going to be reading tonight. I personally have finished my travel book. I've made it to Toronto. I have gone and did a little bit of sightseeing. I like to think that I viewed the library in the announcement video because it's fantastic. I read Ghost Stories, which was terrible. I do not recommend. And now I'm probably going to be starting The Muse by Jeffrey Deaver, which is an Audible short audiobook because I need to meal prep because it is 11 o'clock here and I need to cook a bunch of food. We have the lovely Margaret here. Hi. What are you currently reading? Because I kind of joined the sprints when you guys were on a sprint and didn't actually hear what you were reading. So I heard you talking about it and was like, that sounds interesting, but what is she actually reading?
So I am reading Role Playing by Kathy Yardley and absolutely adoring it.
Nice.
So much
I'm glad. Yeah. I have it on my list of wanting to read, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get access to it. That's the problem.
It's so cute. I love it.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I have had two very bad reads, so I need a good one because I DNF'd my my travel book at 50% because it was atrocious. And then my first travel book, I gave 2 stars. And my first sightseeing book, I gave 2 stars because it was I knew it was like a classic in terms of like older style. Like I was reading it for a backlist book. I knew it was classic, but it was like, I felt like I was reading Shakespearean horror and it was really weird. I couldn't get with the language.
The book?
It's called Ghost Stories by E.F. Benson. Which he was born in 1867, so you can imagine how old this book is. But everyone said it was really good, like vintage. The librarian was like, yeah, this is really good, but obviously not my jam.
I find a lot of classics, like you have to have something that pulls you in past the writing style when you don't read that writing style often. Because if it's something you read regularly, you're like, okay, cool, that's fine. But some of them, it's like, this is a bit off-putting.
Yeah, exactly. We have heaps of people jumping in with hellos. We've got some fantasy team members. Thank you, anyone who's come from Brittany Sprints and continuing here. It's great. We have
a lot from Brianna's as well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. So many people. I've never had this many people on my sprints at once. So I'm like, I feel like I'm fangirling about the fact that I have so many people here. So thank you for being here.
I see that number.
It's like triple my normal amount. So I left myself on mute at start and I was like, of all the things I could have done, why that? Like I seem so mediocre. But it's because Addie was having a hissy fit just before. So I was like, mute myself so no one can hear that. Forgot to unmute myself. For anyone that doesn't know, Adeline is my 2-year-old daughter who is 2 going on teenager.
I mean, aren't they all?
Oh yeah, very much so. Hello. Yes, I very much was, and thank you to everyone that told me. I did notice because I was speaking and then the message came up the front being like, you are muted. Do you want to be muted? And I'm like, no, I do not want to be muted.
Oh, that's not as bad as the time I left myself unmuted for an entire sprint.
I've done that too. I unmuted myself while I was watching something, and what I was watching came through the sound to everyone. Thankfully, it wasn't anything embarrassing, but
I put on the final video of a political newscast that I watch, and the information is great, and I love them, and I get their sense of humor. But it is very much, if you don't get their sense of humor, some of this could be offensive to some people. Yeah. And I put that on play for the last 10 minutes. I was like, oh God, could people hear that? You should listen to it.
But I did see that there was a question from a Butterfly and Books at the end of Bree's sprints that wasn't answered. If you just want to ask it again here, we'll answer it because I can't remember it exactly, but I think it was something to do with sightseeing prompts. But if you just want to ask it again, we can answer it here. Hello. Team Fantasy, Deadly Education, great book choice. It's fantastic. Hello. We got some Stabby Ghosts, 30-page left. I think you will get that done. We're going to be here for about 4 hours today, I think, is the plan. We'll start with a 1-hour sprint so I can get my meal prep started and actually do things.
I might make it through all sprints, all 4 hours. Then if that's what, like 1 a.m. beat for me, I can do that.
No pressure, but you're welcome to stay as long or as little as you want. Team Romance made it to Toronto, but cannot commit to a sightseeing prompt at all. Throw them all in a basket and pull one out. That's what I did. 7% of Amy Catch by Amy Lee. It's left to finish. Nice. Reading Father of Constructs for Fantasy. Nice. I keep picking things up and putting them down for fantasy. Better earlier than not at all. Like, if you're going to do it early. That's what the team motto is, right?
Somebody was talking about that earlier, and I was like, guys, this is not the readathon to push yourself through something that you may like later. If you're not and someone is going to come for me because there's going to be a book where I'm like, no, I need to know what happens. But that's like, if you're not feeling it, put it down, move on to something that you will enjoy.
Yeah. It did work. Thank you very much for making it happen. Lots of people saw me muted. It was great. So thank you for that. I was like, because I didn't get like it's starting in 30 seconds thing set up, which I need to do. I was like, I need to talk because some people might get straight through, but then some people will see ads. So I need to not talk too much. So I was rambling about shit anyway. So no one missed anything important while I was muted. It's fine.
Yep.
Team Romance finished the first leg. Yeah, nice.
I'm sorry, 4th sightseeing book.
Oh, I just saw that. I thought you said 4 sightseeing books. There is someone in Team Stabby who I know I won't. I shouldn't. I mean, it's inside secrets, but there's someone on Team Stabby that has read 5 books already, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, slow down.
I have a feeling that every team probably has their fair share of really quick readers.
Oh yeah, 100%. So. A historical fiction, enjoying it. I hope so. If not, you can finish at your 50% and submit and continue on with something else. Team Romance, nice. Romantic comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld. I have not heard of that one. Woohoo! Yay! Representing Team Gen Fic. Remarkable Bright Creatures, nice. I think I'll either love it or hate it. It's going to be one of those dividing books. Like, I'm not
the cover's just so colorful and pretty.
Yeah, which is usually the ones that I hate because they're like super literary fiction. Gonna finish The Prisoner's Throne, then get the 3rd book. So I posted a video this morning and I was like, some new people are going to see this. And I'm here talking about like random, like smutty romance. Like, I swear, like, this isn't usually me, but every single time I get new people find me, it's always because I'm talking about smutty romance. So that everyone thinks that's all I read. I swear I read literary fiction. I read thrillers. Like, you can see my shelf. I have romance, thrillers, general fiction. Like, I do have other things.
I had a bunch of people follow me after my Bridgerton video, and I was like, oh God, they're going to expect more Bridgerton content now, aren't they? It's like, this is an experiment.
Thank you very much for joining us. Team Spooky. We've got lots of Team Spookies in the comments. Chose to embrace chaos and read a Game of Thrones. What? Hey, Heather.
Hi.
I've never had you on my channel before, so introduce yourself in case there's anyone here that doesn't know who you are, and tell us what you're reading.
Hi, I'm Heather from Here Booktubes. I'm a Team Romance host, and I have a romance channel, so I am known for reading smut. Like, that's the only reason you should come to my channel.
That's the reason why I know who she is, because I get recs from her all the time.
I'm reading an arc that comes out on the 11th. It's One and Done by Frederick Smith. I'm 37% in, so I think I read a tiny bit after I got off of Breeze Sprints hours ago, but I'm still on my first book. I know lots of people are on
fun.
extras, but like if you're on your first, you're not alone. There's plenty of us there.
I'm still on mine. I'm 103 pages in currently.
Nice.
So, and I have a beef with Kathy Yardley.
Oh no.
I've gotten so close so many times.
I want to know where you're at.
Hold on. I will send you a picture of what chapter I'm on.
Yes, please do.
Oh, Aiden's building a bookshelf. There we go. I was I don't know what spoilers are. Aiden is building a bookshelf.
He's building a bookshelf. Well, he's a book boyfriend in my eyes then if he's building construction work. Struggling to get through Zachary Ying without crawling to my Yu-Gi-Oh shelf and nerding out. Well, just know that once you do finish the one, then something amazing will be waiting for you. That's the point of Amazing Readathon, is you struggle through the first and then amazing things you find later, right? Has anyone else found that last year? Like the travel book always was like the worst one and then your sightseeing ones were like really good. It was always like that for me anyways.
Oh, that's kind of what I'm expecting. I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had pretty good success last year, I think. I read a lot of mid stuff, but I didn't read anything I hated.
Mm-hmm.
Had more of that this year than I did in like the last 5.
I think you can get through 45%. Maths is hard in these sprints. We'll be here for 4 hours, so as long as you can stay awake and motivated, I reckon you can smash that out. No worries. I need help picking a book after my manga done. What are your I would say last time I lied. I mean, it's longer, but it's probably more likely to keep you fast-paced reading. 38% into Lives of Puppets for Teams Fantasy, 28% into Powerless by Lauren Roberts. We've got some fantasy people in the comments now. Almost done my city book for Team Romance, and then excited to pick out my sightseeing book. Do you have options of what you're thinking of picking, Molly? I finished my first prompt during Bree sprint and will start sightseeing during these sprints. Nice. Hello, Rai. Mike was on so many task sprints last year that I just slept it all. To be fair, she definitely helped us go. She kept me company many a time.
Yeah, and I have 40 hours a week more available this time around. So.
Well, I may have 38 hours a week more available than last time. I find out on Monday whether I've been made redundant or not. And I'll get 4 weeks notice, which means I will be free to do what I want for 4 weeks. And I plan on just sprinting all the fucking time because why the hell not, right? My daughter will be at daycare. I'll be able to, it'll be like I'm on maternity leave again, which is what happened last year. And I kept joking about how I needed to work on being on maternity leave next year. Well, it turns out I'll just be redundant this year. So like every June moving forward now, I'll just take the month off work somehow, whatever it ends up being. I thought we should not read the sightseeing one without the leg one. No? Okay.
Just don't submit.
Yeah, you just can't submit your sightseeing prompt until you've submitted your leg prompt. So you can read both concurrently because some people will read a sightseeing prompt by audio while they're doing things and then physically with their other thing or whatever. But you just can't submit sightseeing until you've submitted your travel prompt. Like if you think about it, you can't see things in Toronto until you've gotten to Toronto. Yeah. That's like the best way to logically think about it. Hello, Team Fantasy. Hi. Lost. Why? Oh, as in you haven't made it to your flight's delayed? Is that what you mean? Or are you lost as in you don't understand what's going on?
I had one of those happen.
So how come one of the people are on the 4th sightseeing book? They're just fast readers.
It's a fast reader.
Fast reader.
Ashley reads like the wind.
One thing with the city prompts is you have to remember, sure, their books are going to be done faster, but they're not going to count for as many points. So if you have a higher page count, it might feel like you're behind when really you're going to come out ahead. Yeah, everyone's different.
Yeah. And the people that are reading lots and lots of sightseeing prompts now will run out of sightseeing prompts for later legs because you can only do each one once. So just remember that.
As far as we know,
yeah. And also like the higher, like you don't have to worry about pages for the sightseeing. So a lot of the time, if you're going to do the shorter book for a higher count prompt, that's the time, or sightseeing thing, that's
yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nice.
Also, like some people, including Bookish Realm, but like lots of people, they hit these numbers every month. It's not like I'm cheating for the readathon thing. Like this is how much they read, and that's
I think Ashley
just
reads
variety.
in 1 week usually what I would read in a month on a pretty like, unless it's a fantastic month for me. On a regular month, that's how much I would read.
Right.
On this, yeah, like I listened to my first, like my travel book on ×3 speed because I was immersion reading it. So I had the physical copy to like read along with. So I was able to speed it up. So that's how I did mine first, so quickly.
Yeah.
That's my brand. I'm a healer and I read smut.
That's fine. I'm reading Light Light for Team Fantasy, Team Romance. Do you know if
there's nothing that I found for Kathy Yardley. So role playing is a queer character, but I didn't find anything for Kathy Yardley.
Okay.
All I can confirm is she writes hard for demisexual people, and I love that. So,
so she's a supporter, but not necessarily
as far as right. She doesn't have anything that I found, anyways.
Yeah. I finished my Toronto book and currently listening to On Honey Readers. I love that book. Oh, whoops, sorry. Okay, thanks, everyone. I'm reading Every Word You Never Said by Jordan Green. I am really enjoying it. It's a romance novel about a gay teen that is nonverbal. What a good story.
Yeah.
I'm here and I finally have dinner. Happy sprints. Yay! What are you having for dinner? If you say pizza, I'm going to be so mad because everyone's eating pizza and now I want pizza.
I believe there is steak involved. It was described as a brontosaurus steak.
Okay, that's actually more jealous-inducing because Anthony doesn't eat red meat, right? So the only time I ever get steak is when we like go out for dinner somewhere. And I always order the steak because it's the only time I ever get like the steak. And I have low iron, so I started introducing steak Fridays. So on a Friday, he cooks his own dinner. I don't even worry about it, and I make myself a steak because I'm like, I need my steak.
Yeah.
Hello. That's totally fine. We will all get there in the end. Some of you may read 5 things at once.
Yeah.
Yes. Well. Long story short, twice. The first one was redacted. So I was made redundant. Then one of the people in my role resigned. So they brought me back to take hers and canceled my redundancy. And then I was there for another 1.5 years. And now it's happened again. But it's not just me this time. Like it's going to be like mass. So
yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if I meant to say anything. I mean, I haven't signed an NDA. So whoops.
We don't know where you work.
Yeah. A lot of people do though because I've actively said it, but that's all right. Cozy Mysteries in KU have a ton of under 200 pages. Nice. An average 50 to 70 a month, and it's abnormal. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fine. There is a time in the month where everyone will get distracted by TV. Do not worry.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. I meant to say bump. Oh, okay. I'm a slow reader for the city prompts. Nice. Yay, Team Sci-Fi. Every time I get to the bottom of those comments, there's more that roll in. So I might need to get to a point where we just jump into a sprint and come back later. I need to sleep in 3 hours. That's totally fine. I'm reading Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Roberts. I hope you're enjoying it. Just submitted Toronto prompt. Nice. Dinner is steak, baked potatoes, corn on the cob, baked beans, and salad. The steak was like the size of the whole grill. Oh my God, my mouth is actually watering. It's like, hello. Stupid question. Don't have me books. Don't have me books we have to read to get your destination. Oh, how many books do you have to read to get to your destination? There's 10 total prompts across the month to fly. But you only have to read 1 book to get to the destination.
Yeah.
I hope that answers your question. But then there's optional sightseeing prompts, and there's 50 of those, and they are optional. They are not required.
Yeah.
Right.
Just out of God, kiddo. I think you can do it. And we may as well jump into a prompt because I know there's plenty of people that want to get reading done, and I need to get cooking started before my daughter comes in for a nap in 10 minutes anyways, and she's just going to make a shit ton of noise, so we won't be able to hear me anyways. So we'll jump into a 60-minute sprint, and we'll see you all in 60 minutes. Happy reading.
AMZ 105 to Toronto.
Hello, everybody. I realized that this is a couple of minutes. I don't know why. Did you guys see? It would be because I had the wrong headphones in. I'm doing real good today. First time I mute myself, second time I have the wrong headphones in. I swear I do this often enough. How did everyone go?
Good.
Went really well. I'm on page 130. I have no idea what path is. May have also just woken my father up. I forgot how late it was. And I'm over here just cackling. Anyway.
So good.
Okay, so you're making me 100% going to be reading this
I think I might be pulling a little thieves with this between like this and like all of my group chat with the besties. They're like, okay, now we have to read this.
Okay, so we will need to read it when I am on Teen Romance for sure then.
Definitely. It's one of those books, Role Playing by Kathy Yardley is one of those books that if it sounds good to you at all, it's such a good version of it that you're going to like it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there's like
it's got all the things that I like.
5 minutes of footage of me just losing it in like the last 7 or so minutes if anyone was watching the camera. I should have turned it off.
I realized I didn't turn my camera off when I went to meal prep. And Anthony's brother came through and was like, bye, see you later. They've been out in the shed, like doing some work. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like 140 people just saw you on my camera. Like, I hope you don't mind. I'm on sprints. You're online right now. And he like waves to the camera, but I'd turned the camera off by this point. So it was like waving to an empty camera. So when you saw a random guy on camera, yeah, it was just my brother-in-law.
That's funny.
We had obviously a few people join. We had some spooky people, some general fiction people. We have some people working on their first books. How did you guys all go, by the way, while I go through some of these comments? Like you're loving it. How did you go?
I'm 72% in to One and Done by Frederick Smith, and I'm not loving it.
Wait, weren't you like 17% in when we started? Have you smashed out that much?
I was 37% in. So
okay. I've
only made it like 40%. But at this point we're having like really horrible communication issues. And the one guy keeps acting like the other guy is lying just because he hasn't told him every detail of his life. So every time he finds out a new detail, he's like, "What a liar!" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I'm a little annoyed with it, but we'll keep going.
Some things that a partner does not owe you when you are first getting to know them. Like
they are first getting to know each other. Like they are not in a committed relationship. They are not living together. Like they're exclusive. But that's it. Like it's been like a couple weeks. They spent one weekend together. It's mostly seeing each other at work. Like there's no reason for them to know every detail.
Weird.
Like and it started with the meeting. They met at a bar and the one guy said he was DJ and then like his cousin and that he was like new to the area kind of or just in town for work is what he said, which obviously leads you to assume that he's not familiar with the area, but he actually grew up there. And so he ran into his cousin and his cousin was like, Darius, you know, and the guy was like, he has so many names. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Nice. I have 20 minutes left of my audiobook. I started The Muse by Jeffrey Deaver, which is like an Audible original.
Okay.
It's really weird. So this crime has happened and it pretty much follows exactly what happens in this author's book. So the police start like interviewing this author being like, what's going on? Like, what's going to happen next? And he's like, I don't know. Someone's like taking my book as inspiration and like killing people. Like, I don't know what else is going to happen. But it's a short audiobook. It's only like 2.5 hours. So I feel like there's a lot happening in a really small space of time. And I don't know how it's going to wrap up all that it needs to wrap up in like 20 minutes. So I think it's not going to be as good as I expected, but it's just c'est la vie. That's what you get when you do a short thriller. But
yeah,
I'm trying to smash out some sightseeing prompts while I can, because I've got the day off. I may as well. And I got meal prep started. So I cooked a whole 2 meals and Addie got put to bed. So, I mean, it was semi-productive sprint.
Wow, way to go.
55% of the audio, 50 pages, that sprint nearly to the halfway mark, 78 out of 370. Hello. 36% through Fated. I took a break from reading to eat a bowl of ice cream. I mean, I need to know what flavor this ice cream is. I've been obsessed with ice cream, vanilla ice cream, with melted crunchy peanut butter drizzled over the top lately. It's been like, I kid you not, like at least every day, if not every second day. I've been having this as I sit down of an evening and like read my book. So
that sounds really good.
It is really good. Had a dinner and took a shower, finished my manga, 24% of Deadly Education. Are you liking it? Because Bree and I will be sad if you don't. Finished 24th hours and my dog is a death dog teen fantasy. Dog is a death dog. I'm assuming that's the title of the book. Dog is a death dog. But maybe I could be totally wrong. I finished my second and started my third, which is Home is Where the Bodies Are.
Death god. My dog is a death god.
That makes more sense. I was like, it doesn't seem like a fantasy book at all. It's a very interesting fantasy title. Got to page 39. Had a delicious dinner and working on some graphics. I'm excited to see the graphics. I need to be doing this for Pick Pong. Like, I am so far behind on all of my stuff for my readathon. Whoops. Well, at least the accidental camera sighting was when you were at the bottom and the screen was tiny. Okay, yeah, that's good. 49 pages. Came to sprint late, so ended up not reading that this time. That's fine. We're probably going to do, I don't know, 2 or 3 more sprints. So you'll have plenty more time to get some reading done.
Mm-hmm. Got
14% into If I Stopped Haunting You teen romance. 8 supper, did dishes, made it 80% of Phoenix Flame. Oh no, hope you get well soon. Go to sleep if you need to. Your team will understand, whatever team you may be on. But don't push yourself through and make yourself even worse, because then you'll it'll spiral.
Yeah.
70 pages left of funny story. I put this on my TBR being like, oh yeah, I need a lighthearted funny read. And then I put Happy Place on my TBR and everyone was like, it's not happy. And I was like, oh, whoops, I guess I'll need to find a different lighthearted book.
That's funny.
Welcome back, Spooky Frog. Studying for a final I've got tomorrow. Ew, good luck. Got 60% of my audiobook. I'm on page 258 of Daughter of Mine by Megan Miranda. Catching up some host TBRs and things are working on my planner. Nice. Team romance here. On your first sightseeing. Working on audiobook is better. I read the physical book tomorrow and I'll probably go faster. That's fair. I kind of was jumping between physical and audio. I think once I finish this audio, I'll pick up a graphic novel I have that I got from the library. It's called, I can't see it. Something about the final heart. It's like apparently everyone loses their heart, but this one person who has a heart. It's like a graphic novel. I don't know. It was in the spooky section at my library.
Interesting.
The Fate of Heart, I think it's called. If anyone's read it, let me know. I just grabbed it because I was like, looks kind of cool. And I need a spooky graphic novel. I got a question. What if a book is not on Goodreads? Can you count it less than 1,000 ratings? I'm assuming if it's not on Goodreads, it's because it's either too new for people to have rated or it's very, very unique. So it's probably not on there. But what is the book?
I would honestly just check like Amazon or like Barnes and Noble, because it might be on, like that sounds like something that might be on one of those.
I think officially for the readathon though, if it's not on Goodreads or Storygraph, you can't count it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But what is the book? Because it might just be that what you're searching isn't bringing the result up. Because I found with one of the ones that I was reading this one, the ghost stories, it wasn't coming up when I searched, and I ended up having to search like the ISBN or something like extra for it to pop up. So it might just be a Goodreads glitch. So if you let me know what it is, we might be able to find it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. It has to be on Goodreads or Storygraph in general to count for the readathon. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I just finished the hookup plan. Nice. Made it to Toronto. Woohoo! 78% in. This one thing I'm tired of in romance, mostly the author makes this convoluted argument that quickly resolved, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I read so much indie romance, honestly, because you do have a lot less of that, depending on the author, but certainly a lot less.
People saying hi to everybody. Love the camaraderie. Welcome, Team Spooky. Love it. More ghosts in the chat. The Team Spooky people seem to just be either night owls or from my side of the world because they're awake when I'm awake. It's great. 54% through my book, not hating it anymore, not loving it either. Okay, well, if you want to stop at 54% and just log it and move on to something that you enjoy, you are welcome to do that.
That's true.
44% of the way into A Lady for a Duke. Is that one of the host favorites?
Yes.
Yes.
It's one of Izzy's favorites.
Average for about 50 pages an hour. Nice. I went to my library to try and get some of the host favorites, and they had 2 of the entire collection at my library. 2. And I was like, it was the 2 that I'd already read. So I was like, what the hell? So thankfully, I was able to acquire some ebooks and audiobooks of them in other ways. But,
I know 4 of mine are on Kindle Unlimited, and Kindle Unlimited is exclusive. So I know, like, I think it's Jess was saying that role playing is not available at the library. That's because it's by an indie author, and Amazon has an exclusive thing with Kindle Unlimited, except for some of the publishers. They have a double standard.
I got rid of KU because I was like, where can I cut costs now that I have a mortgage? And I was like, because I get a lot of ebooks through work, I was like, I don't really need to keep it. But then obviously it's not those ones on KU 90% of the time. But
KU is a really good option to get like a free trial of and things like that.
Yeah. And I love supporting the indie authors. So like I'd rather do it through there if I can. But you're welcome to go and make it. I mean, literally all I do is spoonful of peanut butter, microwave 30 seconds, ice cream, drizzle, done.
Yeah, that's what I do too. So easy and good.
Sasquatch Trails, vanilla with fudge swirls and mini Reese's peanut butter cups in it. You must be from Canada. That sounds like a very Canadian ice cream, and I am jealous as fuck because that sounds really good. Yeah, I feel like this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm almost done with reading Wilder Girls. And I hated Wilder Girls. I absolutely hated it. I wanted to throw it across the room when I finished it. The ending. Oh, I shouldn't tell you this. You're not finished it yet. But the ending will make you sad. So just be ready to like make sure you put cushions around.
It's not like Wilder Girls is a polarizing one. Like not everyone loves it. But the thing was, like the people who do love it love it.
Yeah, but I loved it until the end. And then I was so angry.
That makes it worse.
I was so angry. I wanted to like throw the book. I read it with our book club, and they all felt the exact same way. They were like, loved it until the end, and then we all like almost broke windows wanting to throw it because it was just a frustrating ending. Role playing is not even available physically at my library nor digitally on any of my apps except for Audible. So dollar bills, the Lord knows, I guess.
I can send you my Kindle information once I figure it out, Jessica. There's no reason for you to pay that for one book when I can give you an ebook.
I may also be able to get you the ebook too as well. So just hold off spending and I will DM you in the next sprint because I have a feeling we have a copy of it on my work drive. So just don't buy money yet. Don't spend money yet.
I was surprised that my library had it actually. Because I'd like to get things physically. Hi, Cassidy.
Hello.
So
Smart People by Nigga's Life. Okay, this is the Goodreads book. Do you have a ISBN by any chance? just gonna go on a tangent now and help this person. Sorry, don't mind me.
No, I'm
You're
already.
fine.
Oh, okay. So I have a feeling that this is like a non-fiction book, right? Am I right? Am I finding the right one?
I'm finding. Hold on.
Ah. Okay, I found the ebook through. Yeah, it's like a independently kind of published situation, so it's probably not going to be on Goodreads. So I would say you may not be able to count it, unfortunately, because it's not even on Amazon. Like Amazon doesn't even have a link to it.
It might not meet the parameters for Goodreads.
Yeah.
So, because I know they do have some parameters in regards to like what publishing is and stuff.
Yeah. But I'm assuming you're listening to the audiobook. Like the podcast. I think it's actually a podcast. Like it's a sub podcast, but I could be wrong. So I would say probably not. It's called Sasquatch Trials. I'm so curious where you're from because it's called Moose Tracks in the Midwest. Chapter 4 in Twisted Lies. I'm going to my library tomorrow for a sale, so I'll check out and buy some. Nice. Yay, I was right. I wanted to have that, but also add chocolate sauce to it too. Oh. Okay, so we have someone on the other side. Did I momentarily forget that indie books exist, maybe? I read the description for role-playing and immediately put up my Kindle for family vacation next week. Oh, sorry.
I mean, the author is getting paid for me reading the Kindle Unlimited version, so.
Mm-hmm.
Or, no. Never mind. I got this. I forgot I got this one for free.
Yeah. It is a non-fiction. Yeah, it looks to be like it's... Oh, it is on Storygraph? Okay. Well, then maybe you can count it.
I think the requirements to add to Storygraph are different. I think you can basically add anything you want to Storygraph. But that's the official line in the sand of the Readathon. So if it's on Storygraph.
Yeah, Storygraph, I believe users can add. It's not as curated.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird because when I look at Storygraph, it doesn't come up for me. So
it's not hugely functional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Woo! Everybody go check it out in the next sprint or now if you have time, because official sightseeing graphics are in the Discord. Make sure if you're going to share them anyway, you tag Bree. Yes, so let's jump into another sprint because we've reached the end of the comments. Are you guys still awake enough to keep hanging out?
Yeah, no, I want to finish this book. I have like a strict book a day policy for this month.
Yeah.
For myself. I don't care about anyone else. You guys are fine.
And also just a reminder to anyone, just because like housekeeping, if there's something that you have a question about, don't tag Bree, tag your like host. And if your host isn't answering, you can tag the producer that is currently in your team. And then if they don't answer you, someone will. You just may have to wait like a little bit because we do have lives. But please don't tag Bree unless you absolutely have to because she is getting spammed. So yeah, tag us first. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Anyways,
there's just so
she's
many
more
people.
likely to see it if we bring it to her anyways than if you do.
If you tag us and we can't answer it, we will get an answer from her quicker than if you tag her because she won't see that tag because it's just going to overwhelm her. So, yeah. Anyways, everybody, let's do another 45. I'll add this back in. How do I do this? Haha, yes. And we'll see you in 45.
AMZ 105 to Toronto.
Welcome back. How did we all go in that sprint? Was it productive? Are we starting to like wane off because we're tired now?
It was about as productive as my other sprints have been for the most part today, which means I read, I think, 8 pages.
It's better than no pages.
Yeah.
That's right.
It doesn't help that, like, I'm just, like, having to close the book to laugh. And then I was getting caught up on Discord. I was like, I should probably check in there. And I regret not checking in sooner.
Yeah, I probably should have tried to do the same. I've been trying, but it's
a lot.
We've hit the like almost 1,500 mark, all right? So it's fair enough that the 10, 15 of us that are currently controlling Discord are taking a little bit of time to get back to people. Especially considering half of them are asleep right now.
Yeah. Well, it's like many group chats with way too many people.
But we don't want people to stop talking either because we like it.
No, like
you don't feel like you can't make comments.
It's totally fine, but you can't. None of us can stay on top of it 24/7. That's not going to happen.
I literally have started setting my alarm 20 minutes earlier so I can wake up in the morning and read Discord for 20 minutes before I actually start getting ready for work. Otherwise, I wake up and then I'm like trying to catch up on Discord and then I'm late. So I'm like, wake up 20 minutes early. 20 minutes is my time on Discord and then I'm like nothing until my lunch break because otherwise it's like, unless I'm tagged in something, because then I'm like, I get the like big ping. But yeah, it's too impossible to stay on top of it otherwise. I finished my sightseeing book and submitted it, and then I put on some rainbow nails ready for Pride to wear to work tomorrow, because I figure at least if I am made redundant, I have pretty nails, so it's fine. And then I started another sightseeing book, which is by Dervla McTiernan. She wrote The Ruin, and it's like the prequel to that. So I'm only like 5 minutes in, so I can't really tell you what it's about yet.
Yeah.
But yes, I think once I finish this one, which I'll finish probably like before I finish today, I'll like take a bit of a break tonight and then see what happens, because I know if I start something else, a problem will drop and I'll be screwed. So I start to like slow down a little bit. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that I'm jumping between teams. I don't want to like wear myself out for the first team I'm in and then go to the second one and be like, sorry guys, I'm screwed.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking a break from reading. I finished my book like right as the timer went off. So
how did it end up being? Did it end up being a three star? Like
I'm giving it a 3-star. It's a traditionally published romance. I mean, that's just what most of them are going to be for me. So that's not the worst. But so they had the miscommunication, they had the breakup, then there was a parental death, and that's how they got back together.
That works real well in fan fiction, but not. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want that in my real romance.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if anyone was looking at me on camera, but I like set the book down. It was like, what?
I feel like that's a good start to a rom-com potentially, or a romance, but not a good way to end the third act breakup.
Yeah, they're like, and it was just out of nowhere. There was no lead up. It was just.
So my spooky one that I was listening to, that I was like, I don't know how they're going to wrap this up in 20 minutes, took this massive fucking twist that took it from a 3-star to a 5-star. I was like, did not see that coming. That is amazing. Best way to end this book. Like, phenomenal. 100%. Now I want to find more from this author that's not a like novella to read, like just to read. yeah, it was a total like spin in the couldn't have even predicted it direction. And I'm probably an idiot because I guarantee people would have predicted it, but like I just didn't see it coming, and it was such a good twist. So if anyone wants a short book for sightseeing, I would recommend, Jesus, what's it called? I just finished it and added it to my Goodreads, and now I'm blanking on what it's called. Oh, The Muse by Jeffrey Deaver. Yeah, it was an interesting story, and it does have some paranormal elements in there for anyone who likes something kind of different in their thrillers.
Sounds really interesting.
Nice. I'm so excited for when it's my turn on Team Spooky, because like the book I'm going to be reading for that is one, hopefully, I don't know if it'll work for the prompt because I don't know when I will be there, but if I get to read the book I want to read, it's one of my most anticipated of the year. So
can you say the book, or will it give
anyway? It's The Angel of Indian Lake by Stephen Graham Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love that series.
Mm-hmm. So we obviously lost a few people in that sprint because obviously it's starting to get really, really late. So totally understandable that a few people left. But we did join a few people as well, because obviously people on my side of the world are starting to have, the afternoon free and jumping on. Yep. Working on a sightseeing prompt. I'm in a total minority and hated Bunny. I'm seriously starting now with the writing retreat.
You're not, from what I understand, actually.
I haven't read Bunny, but I don't think I want to, because I don't want to be one of the people that didn't like Bunny.
From what I understand, if you liked Catherine House, you have a good chance of liking Bunny.
So I won't even bother then. I won't even bother, because I didn't read Catherine House because I knew that it was too dark academia for me, and dark academia and I like, unless it's got like more of a thriller element in it, I really struggled.
I did, and I liked it right up until the end, and then the end happened, and I was like, this feels like it just undid everything we went through with this character who, like, it felt like she had, I mean, some of it I understood, but it felt like she had no agency throughout the book. So, like, it's a very good, if you like dark academia vibes, read it. Because, like, the weirdness and, like, the unsettling feeling is fantastic, but.
Okay. You have made it to Toronto. Congratulations. Quarter Mist and Fury for a sightseeing prompt. Nice choice. I will remind everybody that page count for sightseeing prompts are not counted. It is purely just the book. Mm-hmm. That's all I'll say that. 92% into Emily. Well,
don't walk.
Yeah, don't walk unless you're already broke, guys.
Unless you're into fantasy, in which case, feel free.
In which case, go ahead.
A walk is very, like, authentic to your genre,
If you're on Team Fantasy, I think you are so morally obligated to go on a proper journey.
Right. The dragons and unicorns weren't actually an option, but the walking was, and that feels good to me.
Yeah. Hey, Mel.
No need to fact check this with your team leaders, by the way. Mm-hmm. Just take our word for it.
Just trust us. You should probably get that finished, because I think we'll do one more sprint.
9
for an hour, maybe. I don't know. How are you guys feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm good.
We'll probably do at least one more for an hour. So, I mean, I told Anthony I would get off at 3 p.m., but I mean, I've said that before and then not gotten off. Sorry. But the thing is, he's kind of like, I will keep Addie entertained and at bay until 3 p.m. If you stay on after then, you will have chaos of your child in the background. So I'm like, okay. 164 Twisted Lies. I'm doing word puzzles with my mom. Nice. I'm slumpy, so I only got 10 pages.
That's fine.
Oh, no. Take a break if you need to, because once you're in a slump with Amazing Readathon, it's hard to get out of it. So just take a break. Don't stress. I know it's intimidating because there's people reading quickly and going to different stages, but at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing.
The most important thing, your top priority should always be finishing the book for the leg. Mm-hmm. If sightseeing is going to put you in a slump or put you behind, sightseeing is second priority. That's there for people who read a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. but the readathon is based around there are 10 legs. You read for each leg. And I don't know if it's going to, like, you're standing in one leg could be different from leg to leg. So, like, just you get a reset every, like, 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I just totally mushed words. Spent most of this one finding books to throw out to the free little libraries tomorrow. Ooh, that's fine. I did a massive unhaul. They're all sitting there ready to be sold or donated or whatever else. 77 pages of The Free People Village by Sam Kern, and putting the Dune series in order to dive into this. Nice. 53% done. Love it. I made mac and cheese for late comfy dinner and now readings. Okay, everyone's eating pizza and ice cream and mac and cheese, and I'm just like sitting here, skipped lunch, probably should eat something. I'm glad that you're enjoying A Deadly Education. It makes my heart happy.
Good job.
That's what we call pulling a Jess.
Tracy, if I can stay awake, you can stay awake. I was up at what? No, I'm kidding, Tracy. You can totally nap.
You need to be more like Tracy.
It's all good. Thank you very much. I hope that you are as well. Hit the 52% mark. Hit my goal for today. Fantastic.
Nice.
I'm reading The House in the Cerulean Sea. What are you thinking? I have 30 pages left in my book, and then I'll go to bed. That is understandable. If you want to ignore us during the chatty section, just get it done so you can go to bed. I will not be offended.
Right.
The Free People Village is so good. Hope you're enjoying it. Just under halfway. Fair enough. I'm taking a break from reading that sprint and just watch some YouTube. That is fine. You can go catch up on all the beautiful host videos that have been put out recently.
If you need to pace yourself. It's like it's a relay race. So it's let's put it this way. It's a relay marathon. So you're not sprinting, it's a relay marathon.
Very much so.
And it's also your whole team. It doesn't all
it's not all on you.
ride on you. It's okay.
Yeah. If it had been all on you, purple team would have done much better last year. One person really mattered.
Got through 40 pages, 47% now. Nice. I feel like I'm the only one still working on the first prompt. You are 100% not. There is people that haven't even started reading yet. It doesn't matter, and do not compare yourself to anyone else. There's certain people that will go ahead, and the next round they'll do less than you. So it's all a matter of doesn't matter.
There's tons of people.
Yeah.
Need to pick a candle for the next sprint. Coffee, apple pie, or mint chip ice cream. I go with apple pie.
I say apple pie.
We have lots of votes for apple pie, so looks like that's what you're doing.
No choice.
Mel, this is going to become more and more frequent the further along you get. Mel is currently pregnant, so she's going to do this more and more frequently.
Being tired and falling asleep is part of it.
Yeah, good excuse. Yeah. I'm still on my first prompt too. See, it's fine. 35% into my audiobook. Bunny was so weird. Okay, so yeah. No page, just vibe. That's fine. Feel some anti-fantasy vibes in here, lol.
Listen.
I'm very supportive of you, doing what's best for you.
When it's my turn to be on Team Fantasy, I will shit talk all of the other teams. But right now I'm on Team Romance, so that means I have 4 other teams to shit talk.
Legitimately, I'm here to make some enemies and some friends all at once, because I'm going to be jumping between teams, and I will shit talk you one day and love you the next, because that's the job of a producer. So
you're going to make friends and kick ass.
Legit. But just know that I'm doing it all because I want ultimately all of us to succeed. I don't have favorites. I'm an eclectic reader. I read all 5 genres equally.
I definitely do, but I am putting my favor aside.
To be fair, if I look at my reading tracker for the year, I've actually read more fantasy, which is really strange for me. But, we'll see what it's like.
I love fantasy. Like, outside of romance, it's my favorite genre. Yeah. So I feel like when the fantasy mood hits, nothing beats that. But you do have to be in that mood.
I need everything to have a little romance.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've read like a proper romance. So I'm like, this is hitting. And I knew it was gonna hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm 11% into Home is Where the Bodies Are. I got distracted by Sister Calling again and Tubby. Oh, I realized that graphic novel that I was talking about is 100% not spooky. It is sci-fi. So I'm going to save it for when I want to sci-fi. That's why I ended up picking up the Audible Derva McTiernan book instead. Do not look into the light. Do not walk. Ride the dragon. Take the unicorn.
Boo, hiss, tomato, tomato, tomato.
I wouldn't trust her, honestly. She could be saying anything.
I think Jess would also say you should never trust her.
And if you don't finish sightseeing prompts before the next prompt, you can carry it over, right?
You can't.
Yeah.
The only people who can't carry it over are... Nope, that way.
Well, we can carry it over. We just don't get the bonus points anymore because we're no longer on that genre team anymore.
Yeah. So.
I got 1% more into Faded, but I got distracted by food. Food is a good distraction, not going to lie. I'm still on my first prompt. Don't stress. We got this. I haven't started reading it. I'm a terrible producer. I shall be fired, I'm sure.
You know what? That's Fantasy's problem.
You haven't started reading it because you've been so busy making sure that everything is going smoothly in the Discord and like being extra low-key. So like you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Getting the FAQ done, tearing your hair out over the FAQ, tearing your hair out over people not reading the FAQ.
I mean, you're either actively running the Readathon or you're doing something else. It's not, you're not doing both.
Last year was colors.
Yeah.
So there was red, purple.
Red, yellow, green, blue, and purple.
Yeah.
And I remember that because I put them together 10 different times.
And it was based on like the bonus point instead of it being genre was the color of your book. Yeah. And it was POC author was the other bonus.
Yeah, a BIPOC author was the one that was in place of LGBT plus author.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, someone already answered it. What if it's a romantic fantasy or fantasy romance? There are different some.
So honestly, what we've gone is just like that one fits in both.
Yeah. So
my thing is I'm reading a fantasy romance. I'm not right now, but if I'm reading a fantasy romance, I'm reading it because I like romance and also fantasy, but you might be reading it because you like fantasy and also romance. And that's the only reason why we meet on that book. And we're both loving the book. But we're there for different reasons. So if you're counting it because you read fantasy and I'm counting it because I read romance, like I'm fine with that. We can count this in the book.
Fantasy romance is in the same kind of category as historical romance where like you can't separate it from the place.
Right. Exactly. Especially if it's like a really good one. The really good ones are like perfectly blended together where like it's equal parts. It's both things. It's there.
Yeah,
like if you can make a good case for it being either genre, like that's kind of what we're going on. Like, I mean, there are some that like Neon Gods. I don't know that I would count that as
right. Exactly. There are definitely some romances that have fantastical elements to them, but like they're not a fantasy writer. They're not. They're a romance writer. Yeah. And that explains everything, honestly.
I love this. At least for
exactly.
Now.
Pro romance right now.
So Margaret is romance and I am spooky.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a temporary alliance. So
yes, this is a question we have answered multiple times, but the general rule of thumb is go with your gut and don't be a dick. The two main rules of the readathon.
Yeah, if you would be fine, I guess the real question is if you would be fine with fantasy or romance counting it for either, you can count it for it. Like, put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel if someone else counted this?
Yeah. There's very few things that I'm going to be like, that does not count.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey there.
Steph.
As team fantasy, Jess, please read. I'm gonna crush it tomorrow. I knew today would be a crapshoot.
Jen had to be a big girl today. Or sorry, Jess had to be a big girl today. So do work.
Adeline is awake and she's running around upstairs. So if you hear like it sounds like something's dying, not dying, something's like.
If it sounds like a body drops above us, it's just my child.
That's what I meant. And I've clearly been reading too many thrillers because I was like, if it sounds like something's dying, it's just my daughter.
No, I'm not even. Somebody dropped, and it wasn't even a heavy package. When I went to get it, someone dropped off a package, and it legitimately sounded like they dumped a body on our porch. It was just such a thud.
Faded gas magic realism, but it's not fantasy enough for me to be okay for me using the bonus points. Oh, Faded has magical realism. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like things like Holes by Louis Seisha. It has magical realism in it. It has a mystery in it. But like I'd probably just put it under general fiction. You know, like they're like little sub elements, but they're not the predominant part of the story.
I mean, I definitely have very strict rules for genres and subgenres for myself. I've talked about them on my channel like a lot of times, but again, like I'm not arguing with you if you feel it's more one than the other.
Because reading is subjective. So much stuff is subjective, and what you consider A plot and B plot can be subjective sometimes. Sometimes you're wrong, but it can be subjective.
Right.
Yeah. This is like 100%.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Also, consistency, I think, is another thing. Like, if you're just be consistent across what you're doing.
So also, like, my big thing is if people are gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. They're not. They're probably not even gonna ask if it's okay to cheat. They're just gonna.
Someone did openly admit they were gonna cheat before the reason started. So
I've seen a couple of people.
A lot of us are just gonna do the best we can. And that's fine. That's good. That's great.
Yeah. I've just realized my StreamYard is somehow cutting off people's names when I put comments up. Is it showing like that for you guys? Like as in you can't see Novelty T Corner?
No, I can see I can see the full name.
Oh, okay. So it's just my end. Fantastic. I was just like at the moment her profile picture is like cutting off her name in my view. So I was really worried that I'd been cutting everyone's name off this whole time. So
no, and I just went over to YouTube and you can see them there too. So
okay, cool. I just downloaded some audiobooks to listen when I cut my grass tomorrow. Nice. I've hit my goal for the day, so I'm going to sign off now. Thank you for sprints. You are more than welcome. Good evening. We're going to do one more sprint shortly, and it'll be the last one of the night or day, night, whatever time zone you're in. Fantastic. Who does that? Who does that? This is supposed to be fun. It's not like we are winning $1 million.
Exactly.
I mean, Bree could like throw something at us. You never know. So, no, I'm joking.
If Bree able to give $1 million to the winners of a readathon, we gonna have to have a conversation
because we ain't getting paid.
I was gonna say.
Us producers be working for free, and she's giving away prize money. Like this ain't okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and two, everyone needs to remember as well, you are the one entering your book into the spreadsheet and putting in, you know, if it hit the bonuses and all of that stuff. Yeah. So no one else is deciding that for you. You're deciding what you did. And we're not going in and being like, actually, that's not, you don't get that bonus. Like,
just be fair.
Again, like if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat, but so be it. I'm not worried about you.
People do get weird when there's competition too. Like,
it doesn't really matter that much, guys. You're actually not even doing like you're one person on a huge team. It actually doesn't change that much.
Yeah. Well, this is the rule.
Exactly.
100% the rule.
Only rule.
Yeah, exactly. So do we want to do a 45 or an hour for our last one? How productive are people feeling?
I will take however long you want to go.
I'm thinking my audiobook has an hour and 46 minutes left. So I'm thinking I'll do an hour. That way I can get my second meal prep done and smash out a big chunk of this audiobook if people are happy with an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Looks like they are. If you guys get tired during that hour and need to go, I will not be offended if you just like pop out.
We'll
An
see.
hour would still have us earlier than I've been going to bed lately.
Okay.
So
Not me. It's already past my bedtime.
that would have been me. That was me last year in August. I was like, okay, guys, I gotta go, but I work from home for myself now. So
yeah, okay. People are happy with an hour, so looks like that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
She can come down and say hi before we leave. She would happily come down now, but I guarantee if I bring her down now, she'll want to stay. So
Right.
I'm going to go do meal prep while she'll probably help me while I meal prep, and then she'll come down and say hello before we say goodbye. So if anyone wants to stick around to the end of the hour, you will see my daughter Addie and her craving. All right, so let's jump into, I'll change this to an hour and add it back in, and we will all see you in an hour. Happy reading.
AMZ 105 to Toronto.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. That was our final sprint.
I promise the timer will be louder next time.
I always found that whenever you did the timers, your voice was always so quiet.
Yeah. Well, that was part of why the tone was in there in the original timers, but like I just went and listened, and like they're not loud, but they're much louder than this one is. Like it's so quiet.
How did you do, Heather? Are you like ready to crash? I can tell you've slowly diminished in energy.
Yes, I am. But I got my reading journal done and I got my reviews written up. And I started notes for the mid-year freakout tag because that's my next video that I have to film. That's not a vlog for the readathon. So
mine will probably go up towards the end of June because I need to get my mid-year scramble announcement out first.
Yeah.
So
mine's I think going up earlier than usual just because
somebody had theirs up today and I was like, you still have June. You still have all of June.
Honestly, I think that some of it is people get burned out of watching them.
So they try and put them out early so that they can get ahead of it. Yeah.
And there's some people I do notice they post early every year. So
I probably won't even do one this year because I didn't really do a like goals video or like anything really this year. So by the time I'd done all the other videos I needed to do, I was like, oh, it's already March. Whoops. Oh well, I'm just not doing one this year. But that's all right. So I did some meal prep in that sprint and hung out with Addie. I didn't really do too much else because careful, you're throwing your cookie at them. They don't want your cookie.
Sounds good. Sounds like you got stuff done.
But yeah, I managed to finish 2 books today. So I mean, it's not a total waste of sprints. And it's only 3 p.m. here. Hey, they don't want to see your cracker. Close your mouth. Yucky. Do your mouth closed.
That's more books than I finished. So
yeah, me too.
Adeline, close your mouth. No one wants to see that. She's like obsessed with showing everyone what she's eating. But yes, that was of course the last sprint. But the 2 lovely people on screen, as well as all the other co-hosts that will be sprinting, are linked down below. So make sure you do go and follow them so you get notifications when people put new sprints out. And there is a sprinting schedule. Do you need to go up to Daddy so that I can finish? Oh, Daddy's standing here and she's like, oh, I'll stop behaving now. You want to say bye-bye to everybody so we can get ready to say bye-bye? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, here you go, Daddy. Oh. So everyone is linked up below, so make sure you go and subscribe to them all if you haven't already, because then you get announcements when they're sprinting. But there is a sprinting schedule in the Discord as well, so you can know what the next who's next.
Next is going to be me at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and then I believe Lexi's at 6:30.
Sounds about right to me. But yeah, so make sure you do subscribe to all of the hosts so that you don't miss out on sprints, because they'll be going pretty much every day the entire readathon, so you'll be able to stay motivated. But just thank you, lovely ladies, for joining me and everyone else who joined today and subscribed, and good luck with the rest of your reading this evening. And I will see you at the next sprints. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she left the studio. Crystal, come back. You have to end the live stream.
Is it still live?
Yeah, it is still live.
If I had $1